Hi there, Stu here. In this video I'm going to show you how to play the diminished 7th arpeggio in all 12 keys. Yes, this is possible because the diminished 7th arpeggio is slightly magic. So, it won't take long, but let's get started. The diminished 7th arpeggio. What is it? Diminished really means just flattened, and in a diminished 7th arpeggio you flatten every note you possibly can. So let's start with a major triad, the basic G major. So G, B, D, G, 1, 3, 5, 1. That's the basic triad. Let's throw in the 7th for the dominant 7th. And in this case it's F. Now what we need to do is take all those notes and flatten them, apart from the tonic. So we have B becomes B flat, the 5th, the D becomes D flat, the 7th, F, becomes F flat. I'm going to call it E in this video because you're never actually going to see F flat dim 7 written down in any sheet, but strictly speaking that's what it is, but we're going to call it by its enharmonic name, which is E. And back to the octave. So those are the 4 notes of the diminished 7th arpeggio. 1, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7, and back to the octave. Now of course you can take that another octave in first position. When we're playing through these arpeggios, you'll notice that the same finger patterns keep repeating, which makes them easier. So, for example, in this one, you've got the basic open string to 2nd finger, you've got the 2nd finger to 4th, you've got the 4th to 1st, 1st to 3rd, and then if we carry on, we've got the 1st to 2nd. Now, each one of these intervals is exactly the same. It's a minor third. That's what makes the diminished arpeggio magic. Every note is a minor third away from the previous note and the next note. So we've got G to B flat, to D flat, to F flat, E, and then back to the octave. Now this makes this arpeggio a symmetric chord. A symmetrical arpeggio. So what we can do now, although I've just shown you one, the G, diminished 7, what we've actually done is learn 4 different keys, because you can start on any note of that arpeggio playing exactly the same notes. So example, B flat, and that's the B flat diminished 7th arpeggio. And yes, we can go from D flat D flat, diminished 7th, and from the E, F flat. So we get 4 for the price of 1. If we learn the notes for G, diminished 7th arpeggio, we've got G, we've got B flat, we've got D flat or C sharp, and E. Let's move up a semitone now to G sharp, A flat. Those are the notes. G sharp, B, D, F. So like the other arpeggio, we can start on any note. For example, the B. B, diminished 7th arpeggio. We can start on the D, and the F. So again, 4 for the price of 1. G sharp, B, D and F. And yes, we've just got one more to go. If we go up yet another semitone to A, the notes are A, C, E flat, G flat or F sharp, A, and we can start again on any note of that arpeggio to create the next one. So as well as A, we've got C, we've got E flat or D sharp, and we've got G flat or F sharp. And as I've mentioned, the same finger patterns will repeat as you go up these diminished scales. So you've got the open string to second finger, you've got the first to second, you've got the first to third, and the second to fourth. Those patterns will repeat all the way up. And there you have the diminished 7th arpeggio in all 12 keys. Didn't take too long, did it? You can get the notes for these, by the way, if you need them, because they're part of the classical repertoire, the classical training for exams and stuff, these diminished 7th arpeggios and scales. But I recommend that you try to learn them by ear. Where to use them? That's maybe for another video, but obviously over a diminished 7 chord, but also over dominant 7s and 2 5s and various other places. So, see you in the next video. Have fun with those, and Happy New Year.